Hello gamers, welcome to MKX Mobile. I've been wanting to make this video for a while, and I think it's time to talk about it. Is MKX Mobile dying? Some people would argue it's dead already. And what is my take on this whole situation? Well, first of all, I feel like there is two camps of people right now. There are people who say that MKX Mobile is in the best state it's ever been, and it's literally at the highest. And some people say it's dead, or it's dying, or it's boring, and stuff like that. And who is right, who is wrong? Well, if we're being fair, both points are right. I know, it's crazy. How can it be? How can two opposite points be right and wrong? Well, the thing is, it all depends on what side do you look at this from. Now, I can see the arguments for the game being in the best state it's ever been in terms of how now we have many ways that we can grind characters, like crypts. No matter how much I'm not a fan of crypts, I cannot deny that crypts is definitely a very... like, it's a game mode that allows people to grind for diamonds consistently, without random, without bad luck, good luck opening packs. You see the number of the hearts. You know exactly how many crypts you need to do to get that number. And you buy the card, and that's it. No gambling. Same with the gear. There is good selection every week. You can grind for the best cards in the game. We've never had this ability. A lot of people say, oh, I missed the days when we had gold cards store. Who cares? Gold cards are easy to get. Now we have a store for diamond cards. That is incredible. That is incredible for people who want to focus on getting certain characters. This is great. Then we have towers, which are honestly pretty fun. I enjoyed myself doing Fatal Tower, my beginner account. I feel like towers, the fact that we have a regular tower and a Fatal Tower, it gives every level of player something to strive for. If you just started, you're probably not gonna be beating Fatal Tower unless you're manned. That man beat Fatal Tower on his first months of his little account. But if you're just like a casual player and you just started, you have normal tower to work through. Then once you get strong enough, you can start tackling the Fatal Tower. There is like a pretty good progression. There is crypts that you can progress. There is challenges that you can progress and grind some of the gold cards. Like, the game is I would say it's player friendly right now. You can get any pay to win diamonds from crypts. There is like good soul packs. For once, we actually have permanent soul packs that, in my opinion, are good. You can get MK11 Scorpion and a whole MK11 team, which is one of the best teams in the game, from MK11 Combat Pack. You can spend your souls on Classic Combat Pack, get yourself Classic Raiden, Classic Liu Kang. Those characters can carry you through all the content. So I can definitely see the points of people who say that MKX Mobile is in the best state right now. And from a gameplay state of view, from how player friendly the game is, I would say yes, it is in the best place on those parameters. But there's another side, and that side is bugs and glitches and issues. And I struggle to remember a time where we had more of those. And I'm not talking about faction wars hackers. I cannot play one day in the game without getting a profile sync issue, which sometimes messes your whole fight up. If it happens in the wrong moment, you get wrecked. Imagine you're blocking or you are gonna intercept, and it happens right there, and your enemy just absolutely destroys your character. You can lose tries in the towers. You can lose the worst when it happens in crypts. This is one of the main reasons I don't play crypts, because between the issue where you start the fight and the loading screen just never goes away, which basically guarantees you're gonna lose that battle. You cannot see what's going on the screen. Between that to random crashes, also the profile sync issue, sometimes it doesn't even let you click retry. You have to restart the game to even be able to continue playing, and every time you do that, you lose your crypt run. You have to spend souls or your revive potions to even be able to continue when it's not your fault. That is incredibly frustrating. Now, add to that the fact that there's people getting banned all the time. And once again, we can only speculate that they're legit players. They claim that they haven't done anything wrong. To be fair, even Man got banned one time on his new account. So there is definitely some kind of an algorithm that's trying to determine if you cheated or not, and if it determines that you did, it bans you. And there is no manual system to look at this. You can complain as much as you want. They're not gonna fix it. They don't care. There's probably just AI sitting behind those comments and just sending automatic replies to people. There is nobody there in their, like, their support is the worst support I've ever seen in any company. And if you can put all of this effort, spend money on the game just so you can lose it all one day because of something that you haven't even done, and not just suspensions, like people lose their accounts get reset to level 1. That happened to me once, and I was able to restore it, but a lot of people can't restore it. You just open the game, out of nowhere, it shows like your account is level 1, and you just have none of your characters. They're all gone. It just happens. I don't know. The complete lack of communication between developers and the community is just like, I have never seen worse communication between a company and their player base. Considering how huge Mortal Kombat franchise is, I would hope they would care more about their own games. Okay, anyway, we just showcased some pluses, some good things about MK Mobile in the current state, some bad things about MK Mobile in the current state. Now, what's the verdict? Is the game dying? What's going to happen to MK Mobile in the future? You know that Mortal Kombat is owned by Warner Brothers, right? And it's not just MK Mobile, but basically all Mortal Kombat games, including the newest MK1 that recently came out. And oh my god, that was a disaster. I have never seen so much disappointment and such a lack of interest in a Mortal Kombat game that we had with MK1. Like, yeah, it was super cool, the story was cool, but I have seen multiple comments saying that once you've done the story, like the people, invasions, whatever the modes they had in the game, they're all boring. There is nothing new in the gameplay. Like, the game just didn't hit the mark. MK1 goes on sale so many times, and they just had a free weekend where you could try the game out for free. I don't think they've ever done this for any other versions. It seems like they're struggling to maintain the interest even in their console games. And honestly, I'm not surprised. I don't think it has to do with the games. I think it has to do with their attitude and their community relationship with community. To be fair, it feels like it's a shift in the entire industry of gaming, not just MK Mobile. Companies are shifting to certain strategies, monetization strategies that are considered predatory and usually prioritize money and profits over the quality of their games or relationship with their community. That is kind of sad. MK Mobile is definitely not the only game that's going in that direction, but it feels like, but even if you look at it this way, like they're putting so much effort now in their new game at Mortal Kombat Onslaught that it has so much lower numbers. It has way less installs. All the stats that I've seen online show that it brings way less money than MK Mobile. Considering how much time and effort they're putting into it, Mortal Kombat is still making them more money, MK Mobile. So I honestly don't know why. This game is incredible. Like, from the game standpoint, the game itself is great. The only thing The only thing that's lacking is attention and love and care from the development team. If that comes back into the game and you can actually get back on track on getting regular updates, regular content, all the bugs getting fixed, like, the game itself is the best fighting game out there. It's incredible. It has very, very good gear system, very good character synergies. The graphics are incredible. Everything is great. All the things that are wrong with MK Mobile are easily fixable. I just don't understand, why don't they fix it? I do have a theory on that, though. I feel like they have to be working on another game. You cannot keep updating the game forever. At some point, it is gonna die, and I do believe that Mortal Kombat is now at that point. I think now that Onslaught is out, it feels like their attention's starting to shift elsewhere once again. So I have a feeling that they're working on a new MK Mobile game. I haven't heard anything, no confirmations, no news, but that's the only thing that makes sense. I feel like they need to make a new game with fundamentally new design. It can it's still gonna be a fighting game, but it's basically like going from Injustice 1 to Injustice 2. We never went from Mortal Kombat Mobile to the next version. We're still stuck on this old version, and the new game could bring lots of new mechanics, better upgrade system, better, maybe even more complex fighting mechanics, which I would love to see in MK Mobile. Like, I love MK Mobile current fighting mechanics, but if there was a version of the game with more complex stuff like parries, stuff like ranged attacks, so you can slide around the screen like Marvel Contest of Champions style, or even Injustice 2 Mobile style, that would be super cool. Do I think MK Mobile is gonna die? I don't think it will. I don't think... I'm pretty sure they're gonna keep updating it every once in a while. They're going to keep rotating the content. They're going to keep rotating the towers, challenges, characters, potentially releasing 1 or 2 new characters maybe a couple times a year, just like they did with Injustice Gods Among Us. When they released Injustice 2, the older games still continued receiving the updates, just on a much less scale. And it kind of feels like what is going on right now. Like, if you look at the amount of updates and content and attention that MK Mobile is getting, you would think that there is another game is about to get released, right? It's just... Otherwise, it just doesn't make sense. If it's not going in MK Mobile, where is their whole development attention going? Because MK Mobile is their most successful game. Even now, with barely anything that they're doing to the game, it's still bringing more money than any other mobile game they have. Imagine if they just put a little bit of effort and actually made some positive changes to the game. I feel like that could print money for them. Anyway, so here is the conclusion. My opinion about the future of MK Mobile. I think the game is going to be around for a long time. I think the best days of MK Mobile are behind us. The game peaked probably last year when we had all of the cool stuff released, when we had new towers, we had crypts. I think my guess would be that was the peak. I don't think we're gonna get any other... Well, we might get new features, even new game modes and new characters and new towers for sure. All of that stuff is gonna continue coming out. But I don't think we're gonna get back to that level of popularity or excitement in MK Mobile. That's just my prediction. I think we can get close to it. It's like it's been going up, 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 then it started to go down a little bit. We're maybe like halfway down now. It might bounce back to the top, but I don't think it's gonna surpass the top. I think it might... Every update might get it close to the top. But I feel like in order to cross the top, we need a fundamentally new MK Mobile game. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope they double down and turn MK Mobile back to its glory, add a bunch of new cool features that is going to make it the best possible state it's ever been, and start paying attention and start, like, I feel like there's so much stuff need to be redone. So much fundamental issues need to be fixed in the game. So it's kind of, at this point, it's probably easier to start from scratch and keep all the lessons that they've learned from making MK Mobile, and not make the same mistakes in the new game. And also, if we do get a new game, we're gonna have 2 MK mobile games, which we can both play. Double content for me. I would love that. Anyway, what do you think in the comments? Do you agree? Do you disagree? What do you think is in the future for MK Mobile? Do you believe that we're gonna get a new MK Mobile fighting game at a certain point, maybe this year even, maybe next year? And do you think that the next update is actually gonna be huge, or are they just gonna add a couple new characters in a new tower? I think it's gonna be the latter. I think we're gonna get a couple new characters in a new tower, but I'm so hoping I'm wrong. I've never wanted to be wrong more in my life. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more, and take care.